Okay, guys, so Saul Canelo Alvarez and Miguel Cotto have weighed in. Canelo Alvarez just on the limit of £155, but surprisingly, Miguel Cotto was just above £153. He didn't even make the £154 limit. So, what am I expecting? I'll tell you what I'm expecting. I am expecting Miguel Cotto to try and box, but to be honest, I think a lot of people are going to think that because Miguel Cotto is coming light, that he will definitely box because of that, and that he's not going to engage. That might not necessarily be true. I think that with Miguel Cotto weighing in at 153 point whatever he weighed in, I think the fact is that yeah, he's a little bit lighter than he's been in previous fights, but we have seen him come in heavier, but I think like obviously it's a big fight. He's trained hard for it. I think that is just his natural weight. What he's come on. I don't think he's tried to make 153 point whatever. I think he could, if he didn't train too hard, he'd probably be 155 pounds. But I think because he's trained that extra little bit, I think you know I do think that that's his natural weight. Canelo Alvarez, he struggles to make 155. I mean, just look at him. He looks like an animal. He really looks like an animal. He looks lean, really lean. He looks good, does Canelo. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think he looks good. Doesn't look weight drained. I don't think. Could be wrong, but no, I don't think he looks weight drained. I think he looks good. He's a little bit extra lean, to be honest with you. You could say he has stripped right down, but it is £155. It's not even 154. If Canelo can't make 155, then he's not really good for much. So yeah, he's made £155. And I think like the bottom line is Cotto's not going to want to engage with Canelo. I think if he tries to stand there and engage with Canelo, he's going to get his ass beat. I think what you're going to see is a lot of angles from Miguel Cotto, a lot of angles. I think Cotto is going to. I think he actually holds the upper hand in everything. I just think that Canelo's going to win this fight because he's got the equalizer. I think he's got the one knockout punch. I think he's a lot stronger. And I think like as it gets into the late rounds, I think you're gonna see Saul Canelo Alvarez's power dominate, his weight dominate, and eventually, I mean, if you look at the Canelo Alvarez versus Lara fight, I mean, Canelo was chasing him right until the 12th round. People talk about his stamina or whatnot. I mean, Lara had to really run across that ring from pillar to post, and Cotto, I don't think he's gonna be running as much. He's gonna be using more angles. But you see, when you're just using angles and you're not running around the ring like a headless chicken like Lara was, because I don't call that boxing. To be honest, what Lara did, I call that real running. I think Mayweather boxed. Cotto will box, but what Lara did, I feel like that he moved far too much. I was speaking to a judge today about the Lara and Canelo fight, and he said the same thing. What I said, that boxing is all about subjectivity. It depends how you score the fight. It's not just about what punch you land. The punch has to severely knock the opponent's head back, and if it's being partially blocked, you know, and you're running a lot, and everything gets taken into account. Even the fighting styles get taken into account. So, but the point is, right, Cotto's not going to do what Lara did. I don't think he's got the ability to do what Lara did. He's never moved that much. I think he's light on his feet, and he holds every single advantage. Cotto is probably the better boxer in terms of his footwork, range control. He's got more speed. But I think that Canelo's intangibles of him being young, hungry, very powerful, an extremely hard body puncher. And when it comes to engagement, I think Canelo's like, he's not a bad boxer. Do you know what I mean? He's not that far off Cotto in terms of his boxing ability. The main thing that holds Canelo back is his footwork and his speed on his feet. I think they will have worked on that a little bit for this camp. And I do think Canelo is looking a little bit lean for this fight. So I'm expecting him to be quick on his feet, quicker. And I think he's going to expect Miguel Cotto's angles. And they'll have studied Miguel Cotto the way he fights, and they'll be ready for it. Let's see what Canelo can do. I mean, if Canelo can't beat Cotto, then he's not that guy that I think he is, to be honest. But if he does beat him, he is that guy. Saul Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, will either get a stoppage or win on points. Either way, Cotto's going to get a severe beating in this fight. That's the way I see it going, to be honest. I can understand why people are going for Cotto. But to be honest, I'm riding with Canelo on this one. I just think he's too strong for Cotto, and that's going to be the bottom line. I think eventually his power will take over. He's got better defense than people give him credit for. I think when Cotto tries to land that left hook body shot, you're going to see the severe limitations of that left hook body shot, and you're going to see a counter punch from Canelo, sometimes to the body, sometimes to the head, and that's where this fight's going to be won. Comment section below, subscribe as always. Let me know what you guys think. Canelo Alvarez, right hand, left hook to the body, left hook to the head, the uppercut. He's got the punches. Cotto's got the one really reliable punch, which is the left hook to the body. I don't think he's got much more than that. Comment section below, subscribe as always, in a bit.